Really interesting. Wow. Yeah, really interesting how he considered the fold so heavily because people just under bluff in these $400 tournaments. It's really, really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, what are his bluffs? You know, like if we really think about it, like sure, ace high, like ace high has some showdown value if you had ace five, and when he raises the turn with maybe some backdoor diamond draw or something like that, he actually gets called in on this kind of board. Like, what hands do you have that you're folding?
And it's gonna have some misdraws and things too. So I think calling is the only option myself. Let's see if Boogaloo got away from it. Ooh, call is 6.
So this is close between call.
Really interesting. So call is 6, raise is 7,500 is 10 points. And I'm going to say he said that because this is a very bad player. And so he thinks the very bad player is going to stack off here with worse queens a lot. I'm going to guarantee that's what he's going to say. Very interesting, though. I thought call for sure was the right answer. I never am in this spot. I don't know. Interesting spot, too. I think this is a little bit of a lesson for everyone out there, too. A lot of times, the hands we want to float with, like this one, are better as raises. So this kind of falls in that category.
Yeah, and he was kind of an echo chamber for us there, saying, you know, we just get better hands to call and worse to fold. Yep. Like, he's going to have some gut shots in his range. He's going to have spade draw. He's going to have king X. And we kind of, we kind of identify kind of what cards are going to be bad for us on future streets. And we're aware how to proceed on those cards.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, that's a very good point, man. You right.
That was the best. You didn't say anything. You won. Just straight up.
You won. I'm just
All right, so look at this. You're not opening this. You just looked at this. You're not opening.
Button cut off, hijack, low jack, under the gun one. You are.
Come on now. I am. So let's see if he.
He's got to open it, or there wouldn't be a hand.
It wouldn't be a
I'm already down on points.
You're already down on points in real life. Now, obviously, you're gonna cheat, but
I'm gonna evolve.
you're gonna adapt, right?
All right, let's play it.
I'm going to cry if he says he's folding here. Like, if he's like, yeah, you should be folding this in this kind of tournament, and you were actually right. All right, cool.
Wah, wah.
Ah!
Yes!
And the reason is because Queen.
I just want to say for the record, that this is the best 3-point score I've ever gotten in my life. Because the right answer was fold.
The right. But you heard what he said about the tables. This is a 3K.
Here comes the excuses. 10
The
points
excuses
fold.
to
It says
open,
right
if your
here.
table is particularly tight and weak, welcome to the $5 2K world. I mean, the $11 10K, I'm opening this, yeah, for sure.
This is the best 3 points of my life.
Oh, that's hilarious. And everybody's 50.
nailed it. What the hell kind of play is that from King Queen? Who does that?
What the hell? Yeah, so back up.
Jonathan Little's an absolute crusher, so it's nice to have him.
Yeah, I agree, and I
He's
always
just
love
coaching.
playing right after sessions like this because I feel like my brain's warmed up. I'm thinking through things, and so it's a good way to start your session for sure.
But, all right, guys, this is it.
What's up, Mike? You want to give a gist? He was saying Narco Cop was playing about D-pipping about 28% of hands. He had been very aggressive in this $10 buy-in, and here are the options to fold, to call, to raise to 1,200, raise to... What? Wait a minute, he made it 800, and my man's giving options to 12 and 1,400. So it's already getting kind of spicy. That's so nasty. To be on the site with these other crushers, well-known poker public figures is pretty exciting, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I didn't mention that when I was kind of giving a little intro here too. Assassinato, Matt Affleck, John Little, all coaches on the site, so very highly respectable, quality poker content.
Yep, Evan Jarvis as well. Remember Evan Jarvis, Matt Affleck, Assassinato, John Little.
Yeah, so I guess that just makes sense. He could just have the ace of clubs in his hand. That's interesting, though. I
How
thought
many
that was
points you got?
interesting.
You didn't do that bad. 45.
I like how you just pat me on the back. You didn't do that bad. Well, yeah, good job, buddy. Like,
The back.
I remember I got the higher score in the first one. So, we're 1 for 1, buddy.
I just want to know.
Calling, guys. Let's see if we're good.
Similar situation. That's pre-flop? I think pre.
All right, guys, we're checking, I guess. Oh, for fuck's sake.
One of the things I see people when it comes to poker is when we can get to the turn,
When you're facing a min raise or just a touch more than a min raise, and there's an ante in play, which is going to be the case in most tournaments, I think, going forward, you want to defend pretty wide. If your opponent's making a 2.
All right, cool. You're going 1,400?
I'm going 1,400, guys.
I'm going to call with the arm and let's see what happens.
All right, and
I would fold in game, though, for the record, in case that's for winning it.
You won. You win. I have to concede. You win.
14K.
14K, let's do it.
Let's do it.
No, we can't win. This is a pretty rough spot because damn it.
Mm-hmm. Where do you gonna get my chat? They like naughty things. They like just beer, alcohol,
All right, let's do I can do a $10 ACR giveaway.
A $10 ACR giveaway courtesy of my man Toe. For me beating that ass heads up in this. Sorry. No, I'm kidding. We'll do this. We'll have to do it at least once a week, man. And then, we'll do it every week a couple times.
So it's a tie.
I guess we got to give out $10 to each other's communities. We'll just do our own $10 free roll for each. Or does that sound fair?
Yes. Do you know what this means?
You win. I give his chat $10. Take it.
So that's cool
Filthy
because we have
animal.
2 ties and then a win from you and a win from me. This is like the epic battle. It's perfect. It's great.
Yeah, we're even Stevens.
This is awesome.
Take it.
I love it.
You know,
Stop. We got a giveaway going. Let's run the giveaway for the $10 ACR winner. Closing the giveaway. Drawing the winner. My man Sebs are getting the $10 ACR giveaway for this one. What up, guys? We're back. We made it. Saturday study session stream sponsored by PokerCoaching.com. Jonathan Little's poker coaching site. What's up, guys? We do this every Saturday, noon Eastern. Exclamation point PC in my chat, exclamation point PC in Six's chat for you to get a link where you can sign up for free, where you get 20 free quizzes, big blind charts for 100 blinds or more, homework assignments, and a bunch of stuff. If you sign up for the premium, there's 1,215 or so quizzes, more content you can consume, homeworks, webinars, get in front of these guys live, charts, tools, communities, Discord channels. What the fuck are you doing? Get in there and at least sign up for the free shit. Six is my man. How you doing?
I am great. I'm a little hungover. The light from the screen's hurting my eyes. My head's hurting from the sound, but we're ready to crush it. It was a good night. Yeah, it's fun. But yeah, feeling good. How you guys doing? What up, to Army Sixes Mafia? Good to see you guys. We are excited to be back. And you know what it is. Get in there. Throw the poker coaching in the chat if you want to get in this first round. You already know. What's up, Deuterino, my brother? Poker, Labbit, Chip Don't Die, Tweezer. Everybody, welcome. Let's do it.
Yep. Thank you for those subs there. Beats with the 18 months. Cyrus with the 29 months. You guys are awesome. Thank you, guys.
Legends.
Yeah, so if you guys are new, this is what we're going to do. Poker coaching in the chat, all one word. We'll let that roll through. I'll pick a winner from my stream. Sixes will pick a winner from his stream. We'll have you two guys give us answers for these random quizzes that we're going to take off the pokercoaching.com site. And then the winner gets $5. If you are picked to represent one of the streams, make sure when you enter, type at GodsBigToe or at Crazy Sixes and let us know what you're thinking, and try and do so relatively fast so we don't have dead air on the stream and we can keep things rolling and give people a shot. Bendo, thank you for the 11 months as well, buddy.
What's
so that's how it's going to work.
Chops? 1 sec.
Uh-oh. Oops. In the meantime, I'm going to update my sub goal command. We got 2 more
All right, we're
here.
good. Doors
Bring
just
us
open
to
as loud.
1973.
Check out what quizzes we got. In the meantime, get your poker coachings in the chat while we pick one. We already see Faraz out there, my favorite. Always the toughest quizzes I found so far, and like I learned the most from his quizzes. So we're gonna start with the Faraz one.
This one's against tough regs too, which is kind of got my interest peaked.
Yes. So we'll start there. Give you guys a few more seconds to get in there. What up, Chops? My dude. How'd you finish in at 55? We were at the final table at the other day. Hopefully you shipped it, my dude. I think I got 4th. 3rd or 4th? I got 4th. All right, cool. I'm ready to roll it.
Let's do it.
All right.
Tina, you're up right out the gate. Tina, feels like it's been a little bit.
Good chance for one of my dudes. It's just Poker Shaman.
Let's go.
Yee. All right, let's do it, my dude. Never stop dreaming. You're a second too late. You'll be here for the next one, though, my dude. We'll do it. The early birds, you guys get to enjoy the Faraz quizzes. So yeah, let's fire it up. I'm ready.
Buffering like crazy.
Take it down.
Buffering.
Congrats. If it was either going to be me or you that took that down, we were by far the best there.
Good morning, Dreamin'.
I'm ready.
Let's do it. All right, Tina, let's do this.
This hand is from a 5-10 no limit cash game. And it folds to the button, who's a tough reg. We also have a tough reg in the big blind over here. Opens to 300. We have ace-4 of diamonds in the small blind. Our options here are going to be to call, to 3-bet to 1200, or to 3-bet to 1500.
Oh shit, was that muted the whole time? No. All right. I was hoping I wasn't muted.
I have mixed emotions on the spot already. What are we doing, guys? Folds around to the button, who's tough, and we have a guy in the big blind who's tough, and we're sitting here with ace-4 suited. Already getting some mixed answers. Kept 3-betting, Cyrus and Jerome calling.
This is cash as well. This is not a tournament. What are we doing here?
Here come the raises. Randad raising, Bruce raising, Opus raising, Dennis raising, C-Stars raising, Dreaming with the call.
Tough players. Let's see. Can fold, Shaman says. There is no fold option, my dude.
Nick, thank
You're
you for the
never,
follow.
ever folding this. Stop it right now.
1,200 for Tina.
It's too early to be capping so hard. Calls. Do not. All right. What do you
Says
like?
raise 1,200, not flatting ace 4 diamonds here. We get squeezed from the big line percentage of the time.
Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good afternoon. So what size you like, Poker Shaman? What size you got over there, Toe?
1,200 for Tina.
1,200 for Tina. I'm still waiting for Poker Shaman.
Bruce says fold and find a tournament. Beats wants to go to the bathroom, ask for a table change because he's sandwiched between 2 tough players.
Dude, what size though? There's two sizes. I think a raise is in order, but we have 2 sizes. Okay, 1,200. He's going 1,200.
Cool. So Tina and them both do the same thing. What are you doing, man?
Oh, I mean, I'm definitely 3-betting. Definitely want to squeeze here. If when we call, we're just gonna get we're gonna have this player squeeze even more. You know, when we flat, we're just gonna get in a spot where we get squeezed. Button's still opening. If it's a good player, he's gonna be opening nearly half the hands, 40% of hands at the tightest. Yeah, we can just 3-bet this. It plays well enough, removes an ace from his range. I'm only 3-betting. I might even go 1,500 in cash. But I can see 12 just being fine.
Yeah, I have mixed emotions. I definitely flat this some portion of the time. I definitely 3-bet this some portion of the time. With the tough player in the backseat, we are going to get squoze in a lot. But I'm going to call the squeeze, so I don't really give a fuck too much.
You could be out of play out of position to him.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm GBT. I'm good out of position. With a hand that's like I'm not going to go broke with and whatever, you know what I mean?
Well,
I like I said, I think I mix. I definitely think I mix. If I do raise, I would probably go 1,200. If you told me 1,500 for cash, totally makes sense. But 4x seems to be okay. I think for us is probably
going to keep our range. You know, we just wouldn't be flatting aces and kings that are ace king, the strongest hands from this spot.
No, but I am going to have some suited aces that I flat and some I'm going to be mixed with the suited aces, right?
Yeah, but I'm just saying we never have the top of our range when we flat. And I'm going to just like have aces and shit and like rep it, you know? So I'm going to be super strong and uncapped rather than just flatting. I would never flat aces here or king, so.
No, but I would flat.
Yeah, that's it. That's the story for me. I mean, I never had aces the top, but you know. We are hoping to take it down here now. We have the playability post flop. Yeah, it does have a lot of playability. It does get sucked to get 4-bet off too. That's something to consider.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's just one of those hands I mix. Like if I had ace 2 suited, I'm like 100% 3-betting. It's a weird thing. If I had ace 3 suited, I'm 100% 3-betting. Ace 4 and ace 5, I mix. Ace 6 through ace 8 or so, I'm always 3-betting. So yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, cool. 1,200 it is though.
Let's do it.
We don't flat diamonds. You only flat spades and hearts and things.
I clicked. I'm sorry, I clicked it.
And here we're going to go ahead with 3-bet. In general, in cash games, when there is no ante, we really don't need to have a flatting range in the small blind. There's just, with no dead money, there's not a lot of incentive to flat. And another consideration is, you know, we're going to be out of position versus players. And especially when they're tougher players, that's even more reason to 3-bet. You know, there are some exceptions where we might have a flatting range in the small blind in a cash game with no ante, and that's usually going to be because the big blind is a very weak player that we really, really, really want to keep in the pot. So those are going to be the only exceptions, but generally going to 3-bet. 1,500 is certainly reasonable, but it's a bit big. You know, we're only 100 big blinds deep here. Maybe if we were 200-300 big blinds, we might start going a little bigger. But I think 1,200 is fine. If you really want to go 1,500, super reasonable as well. Flop to flush draw, jack of diamonds, 3 diamonds, 8 of hearts. So our options here are going to be to C-bet for 800, C-bet to 1,200, C-bet 2,300, or to check.
So just going to note that there is definitely a flatting range in tournaments, but like Kep was saying and like Sixes was saying, no flatting range from the small blind. In the cash game.
In this spot, hell no.
Well, it's cash game with no antes that makes a difference, right?
Yeah, fuck that. I'm not fighting with, antes in there? Nope.
All right, so what are we doing now? 3-bet was a good answer. C-bet and what size?
We 3-bet, C-bet, 3-bet, check.
We got 1,200.
Winter Rin, good morning, or good afternoon.
We got a check. Surf Dog going 800. Jerome checking.
Give me that dunce cap now.
Just be like Great me and don't take it off. 800. Lots of 800s.
You guys are shook.
All sorts of 800s. Nick's saying 800. We're going to be range betting. We don't want to bet 2,300 potential. Yes.
Make a decision. What are we doing here, boys?
Army all going 800 except for Cyrus. He's putting a little more meat on it.
For Duderino. Backdoor wheel draw, deuce 5, made great barrel cards. Either 8 or check. Probably 8. C-bet 8.
Tina.
Check. One check
what
from.
What are you doing, Tina? We had one check, but then he realized it was a 3-bet pot and he changed his mind.
Savage. Thank you for that follow. Much appreciated. Check raise is appealing.
Tina. Beats adding a little meat to the sandwich. He's going 12. Lots of 8s and then a couple of 12s.
Gosh, man, what a spot. I mean, it's hard for cash. I'm not sure for cash. I think.
You still there, Tina?
Yeah, we're still waiting for Poker Shaman. He's making points, but not giving me an answer. Leaning towards 8.
He's working it out. He's showing you his scratch
He's showing
paper,
his work,
in,
yeah.
like in math class in
just
school.
Show your work, kids. Yeah. I like
cool.
it.
Tina says 1,200.
800. I like it, Shaman. Okay. Ship says 1,200. Then we jamming lamb the turn.
I'm just trying to do the math
right.
there.
They both.
Tina's going 12.
Ooh, and Poker Shaman going 8. It's very, very interesting, man. Like, what size would we use here if we did have pocket aces, pocket kings, or things like that? Would we use a bigger size, right? What would we do with the top of our range in a spot like this for protection and value? Would we go small? I don't know if I would go 8 if I had aces here in cash.
Tina said, sorry, I was late. I had to run to the little girl's room, and I just can picture her like in the bathroom hearing me on her speaker yelling, Tina, and scrambling. Sorry, too much information. Did you get your answer? You good?
Yeah, we said 8.
Oh, cool. I go on 8 too. Basically, generally is C-bet, 3-bet, and I'm usually going to go around quarter pot.
But this is cash. That's
might change. But I play tournaments, so that's what I'm sticking to what I know.
I mean, I know damn well.
I know in cash you put a little meat on it, but in a tournament, 100% it's 800.
If I had aces here, would I go 800? If I had overpair, that part of my range, just ace 4. I don't know, man. I'm leaning more towards the bigger size, like 12 plus or something. Check raising, we would have a lot of checks here out of position because a lot of our maybe ace kings and ace queens and stuff like that would be checking this board kind of hit. So check raise or check call seems like option, but man, this is an interesting spot.
I think we definitely see bet range. That's interesting that you would
I
check.
mean, I would definitely. I just see the check merit for check. I mean, I would bet, and I do not think I would go 800 in cash game. In a tournament, I would see going smaller. In cash, I think I would go bigger. All right, 800. Yeah, we usually go 30%. I know, like I would go small here, like always 3-bet, C-bet small for sure. But in this case, it just seems like in cash I might want to go bigger, but maybe not.
Let's find out. Tina's going bigger.
800 for my man Poker Shaman.
1,200 for us.
8.
So we're gonna go with the large sizing here and see that to 2,300. On these type of boards where there are a lot of hands that are going to have to fold to a big bet, but might continue versus small bet, we have a lot of incentive to go big. And that's often going to be on these type of kind of a lot of different straight draws and gut shots. And, boards like that, if there was already 3 to a straight there, or is a little more disconnected, we might start using some of the small size. But because there's all these gut shots and backdoor straight draws, there's just a lot of hands we get to fold and we go big here. We also kind of make sure we get hands like 5, 6, and 7s out of there with our big size, whereas if we go our smaller size, they're definitely going to continue. Hands like King 10 of Hearts, we're going to have to fold now versus big bet, where they're certainly going to be floating versus smaller bet. So those are kind of some of the things we're thinking about while sizing here. And let's say we know that this player doesn't float enough or folds, very easily on the flop with something like King 10 of Hearts, then we could size down and, we could use that half pot bet. But that said, we did know this was a tough player, so we're going to want to go to big sizing versus some. Otherwise, if we did have some read like that, I think sizing down 1,200 could be reasonable. Betting small, I really don't like. I think checking is also a reasonable option. But definitely by far I'm going to be going with this big size most of the time. So we bet, they call, and the turn is a 2. So now we also have a straight draw with our flush draw. And now our options are going to be to go all in, to check, or to bet 2,400.
Station's favor, thank you for that prime time for 7 months. That was I love that because we just don't have small sizings out of position here on these boards with our value hands or mini hands at all. We just get fucking wrecked when we go small, and he floats with his entire range, and I don't know, it makes sense.
Yeah, I actually want to run this board because I'm very curious. I
Oh,
don't
we're
have
gonna-
very many.
We're
I have
100 bigs deep here
overbets
too.
on the. I know. We have overbets on the. I have overbets on the turn. I have overbets on the river.
That wasn't
I
an
don't have
overbet,
very
though.
many. Yeah, you bet.
No, it was pot. It was 25 out there from our 3-bet, and he went 23. So he
Was
went
that
like
much out there?
80. Yeah, it was 25 on
There
the
was
flop.
25 bigs out there.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
2,500 on the flop.
So pot, cool.
So he went about little under pot. Yeah.
Cool. I thought it was an overbet for some reason. I'll have to go back and look. But I was gonna say I don't have very many overbets, so that kind of threw me a little bit. Yeah, but interesting. Definitely interesting.
What up, Chris? Welcome back, man. I think we jam every turn here, Ship says. Poker Shaman says that's one of our barrel cards. Someone says Savage says, I guess we eliminate the amount of hands lowering the chance of someone getting lucky on the turn. We definitely condense. He's still just going to have some hands he continues with, but it's not going to be so much bullshit, right? Where we at, Mafia? What we doing? Shaman, where you at? You said barrel. You going 24? You going all in?
Faraz had a free class tonight. Kept what? We're beating King 10 of Hearts, so we're beating King 10 of Hearts. So don't we want a call? Sure. I would play this hand differently. That's why I'm curious, and I want to run it just because for my own knowledge. Check. Checks from Cap. Check from Jerome. 2,400. Dennis keeping the story.
SBR.
Cyrus says he doesn't know what to do. He needs an adult.
Deuterino's ripping.
Couple of jams. 24. I have every answer. 24 for Tina.
All right. Shaman's all in.
Cyrus says jam, and if called, run the river twice.
Yeah, actually, I mean, it can actually.
It's cash.
I mean, shit. It's not a bad idea.
Let's
like
negotiate.
That. Run it twice? Yeah, that's funny as hell. That's a sick plan. Jam and ask for 6th Street. All right. Shaman is
Tina 24.
And what is Tina doing? Oh, we said waiting on Tina?
Yeah, Tina's jamming 24, betting 24. Sorry. She's considering
All right, yeah.
jamming. She's not sure what to do because we're kind of in a weird part of the tree, and I'm kind of in the same boat.
Shit.
I mean, right now...
Good game. I'm only jamming. Snap jamming. Happy. Fist pump. Let's go.
Yeah, when I see the SPR, take a
Over.
shot. When I see the SPR, jamming makes a lot of sense. The only thing that's got me slightly shook is like, fuck, man, we bet big and condensed so much that we condensed them to having a lot of Jack X. And I guess he doesn't have a ton of overpair because he would have raised that big bet.
Do we really want to check call this son of a bitch off?
Golly. That seems nasty.
I mean,
too.
check folding?
Yeah, not
No
check folding.
way.
Definitely not check folding.
So,
But if we check and they jam, we're in a shitty spot, right? I guess we jam.
I mean, you're snap. You have to.
I guess that
I mean,
answers
you
the
have to
question.
call.
We jam.
So that's why I like just fucking ripping. I guess. Yeah, fuck it. Get me out.
I think that's what I'm saying. Pete said he phoned a friend. They said jam. Who'd you phone? Did you call Machine Gun?
Ace high. Have some. No, we blocked the flush draws. Just get me out.
I would have done the same, Cap. Cap says when we polarize on the flop, the turn is off in a check. I can definitely see that too.
Understand? I mean,
check
yeah.
all
We,
that
when
off.
we just pick up more equity. I mean, I guess maybe in a world we can check and he can maybe make a small bet or something. But if he jams, I mean, I don't know. Maybe we're thinking monsters on the bet. We want to check this when we do pick up more equity. And then if he does shove or something like that, we just fucking call it off. Or if he makes a small bet, we potentially don't go broke and we get to realize for potentially not all of our stack. when we likely don't make a lot fold. I don't know. I'm just thinking.
He
out
didn't raise the
loud.
flop C bet either when we bet big. Do you think he would normally raise with queens plus and ace jack?
No, you
He
mean
would flatten
he's
big
not going to
size?
raise and into an uncapped strong range. He should never raise.
Especially when
I mean, why would he ever raise us? We're uncapped and super strong when he's in position.
fair.
Just call everything. So,
All right, 2,400 it is for us because that's what Tina's doing.
all win. Let's do it.
All right, let's find out.
Yay!
So this is one of those spots where really all
24
three
was
of
10
those
points, too.
options are super reasonable.
What?
If we are, I think the simplest way to play this hand is jam, and I think that is going to be the most standard line. But it's just kind of a unique spot where we ask ourselves, what is jamming accomplishing? Is this player ever going to fold a jack here? And in general, no, they really shouldn't be folding a jack here. Are they going to fold an 8 here? I think an 8 is in a pretty tough spot if you're them versus jam. There's a lot of draws here, 9, 10, the flush draws, and even some ace 4, ace 5 without a flush draw could do a big hero jam here if you're in our shoes. That said, I don't think we're necessarily going to go that big on the flop with maybe something like ace 4 spades, but we could have had something like ace 4 hearts, ace 5 hearts that we arrive here and we're tempted to continue betting. So I think this opponent is going to be mixing with an 8. So because of that, we do ask ourselves, what do we actually get to fold here when we jam? And it ends up being, a lot of hands like queen 10 suited, like 9, 10 suited, maybe king queen that floated. And we actually beat all of those hands. So this is kind of a unique situation where the jam actually doesn't accomplish a lot. So betting 2,400 here is definitely a reasonable option because it charges those hands.
Everyone gets a trophy.
It sets our price and lets us go to the river cheaper if our opponent lets us, when a jack comes, or sorry, when they just call with a jack and don't put us all in, or same, goes for a hand like 8x. They also do have 9s and 10s in their range, and we need to ask ourselves, are they definitely going to fold that to a jam? Can we get them to fold those versus a 2,400 bet? And the last option would be checking. If we check, we're still ahead of some of those hands, and we can continue. We could do some bluffs. It could just go check, even if they have, an 8 or a jack that they wouldn't have folded, and now we just get to see the river cheaper. So there are definitely advantages to checking and betting small. I do think the betting small gets a little complicated and makes the hand tougher to play. So the betting 2,400 is probably the optimal play, but if you're worried, you're going to find it really difficult to maneuver on the river, then, I think it is reasonable to just say, hey, it's easier to jam. I'm just going to jam here. So really, again, all options are okay. And I just kind of want to talk through all of those to kind of show you what the kind of benefits kind of betting, all in, making it simpler versus betting small, which is probably a little more optimal, versus checking, which has its benefits as well. So here we went with the check, and opponent bets 2,400. And sorry, one thing I also want to add is by putting this in a 2,400 betting option here, we would be calling a jam. And the beauty of that is we do want to bluff here when we have ace 5 of hearts and ace 4 of hearts, but we really don't want to go all in. Those hands don't have a lot of equity. So the benefit of betting something like this 2,400 is it allows us to have more bluffs, because there's a lot of other bluffs we want to keep betting here, but we just don't want to jam all in. It's just too many chips to put in. So the small bet just allows us to have more bluffs. But as I said, we checked, opponent bet, and now to the final option here. We're going to be able to call this. We're going to be able to jam all in, or we can fold.
I agree, Beats. His mouse is tilting as hell. That shit drives me crazy with the trails.
The movement, yeah.
Yeek. All right,
AK
guys.
Soul, thank you.
He did check in game, and then faces this little bet. What do we do? And I also have the sim run. It's really interesting. So we'll look at that when the quiz is done.
For 100 bigs, it ran that quick?
Yeah, because it's 3-bet pot.
Oh, it's small.
And I have the
ranges, more condensed
supercomputer.
range. Right.
And SPR is shallow. Call, and Cyrus check jamming.
Easy peasy calls. Poker Shaman says, jamming folds out their bluffs and keeps their value.
Chat revoke
Definitely.
jamming. What up, Larry? Good morning, man.
Call.
Stars jamming, Opus
Yeah.
jamming, Beats calling, kept calling. So
The Toe
kind of
Army
mixed.
sounds kind of
Mixed.
aggressive, like the
Well, we're
Mafia's
the,
over here.
We're the
fat
Army.
calling.
We're not the Toe Tea Party.
Cress is jamming.
We fire at this bitch. Where's General Machine Gun? He was here late last night.
It's so funny. Like, he was saying how difficult this spot was. Like, I think when I get in game in this spot, I just probably find the jam option like every single time. Like, it doesn't even feel tough. But remember, this is $2,400. This isn't 2,400 tournament chips.
Yeah, but we're for
This is
Rosrich.
2.4K.
We're for Rosrich.
Oh shit. Rip it. Deuterino says
Tina Flatten.
a jam seems too bluffy. If you had it, you would bet. Ew. Cash junkie. Out here trying to preach. Call River 5 off. Easy game. Cool. So Poker Shaman's calling. What is Tina doing?
She's calling.
Yeah, I mean, I know you're not probably fucking check jamming here, are you? I don't think I.
Like I said, I'm in a weird part of the fucking tree right now. I'm not usually in. In this scenario, I would call. Because I feel like we condensed, and now jamming doesn't get a jack to fold. I don't think he's got very much 8x. We get 10s to fold?
But it's so interesting. People are saying, like what happened? It feels like,
doing here?
It feels like the most likely outcome is you get better to call and worse to fold.
Yeah. So
you get better.
We just always, and generally in pile, like we generally just realize in these spots. So that's what I would do.
Don't have much fold equity. I mean, what the fuck are we actually doing here? So I think I'm the only calling. But let's see if Faraz says, yep, we jam it here and use the little bit of fold equity we have, and we're going to be running it anyway. Maybe he thinks we have a hair of fold equity or something.
There's not a world where I'm sitting at this table yet, Jerome. Yet.
Yeah.
A couple more Saturdays, you're going to be in there. I'm never in this spot. That is right, Beats.
I mean, yeah, it feels like he's just committed. Like, why would I don't know. But calling, let's see what Faraz thinks.
Calling here, too. Let's do it.
I'm pretty happy just going all in here. So I think that's definitely the best option here. I think calling is definitely an option as well. As I said, we do beat a lot of hands that might be betting here. And, we do maybe save some money if they do have something like a jack. That said, it does put us in some tricky river spots where we got to decide if we want to hero call or not. And, we need to ask ourselves, did any of their bluffs get there on this river card and so on? So I think this is another example where I think calling and jamming are both reasonable, and jamming is a little easier. So it's generally better to take the easier, simpler answer.
True.
But I do like to kind of add in what the other options is, because maybe you are extremely comfortable. Maybe you do know your villain very well.
No, Dennis.
And you want to have the option to mix it up. So it is good to kind of know what the other options are, because in general, we should be mixing a lot of spots. But, before we really worry about mixing, we want to make sure we're playing spots well and comfortable. So depending on how kind of advanced and comfortable you are, just start with the simpler, easier to remember, easier to not make a mistake approach. And if you feel really good there, then you could start kind of mixing and taking some check call lines here and whatnot.
Snapped off. River blank. We're not
never get to see it.
You don't get to see. Dude, anybody that gets in this man's study group, tell him to stop doing this.
Send your hate mail to crazysixes@yahoo.com.
Why you do this to me? What a tease.
You want to take a minute or two just to look at the sim real quick?
Yeah, I'll put it on the multi-stream
Let me see if I
and
can
see.
get this on screen well.
And in the meantime, let's change the keyword. Give everyone a little bit more time to get in there.
I got a keyword ready.
What is it?
Faraz WTF. All one word.
He's not results oriented. He loves to play. I get it.
WTF. Oh, who won?
Obviously.
Tina got 29 points.
26.
Oh, Tina, you did it.
She did it, America. You did it. Oops. Capitalized. I don't think it matters.
It's not gonna let me fit this in here well. All right, hang on. I gotta make this work. Give me a second.
Oh, I can see it on the multi-stream.
Yeah, I got some technical things I gotta do. Hang on one second.
All right. Well,
While we're waiting for people to stream in here.
You know, the long run champion. Good job, Poker Shaman. That was a tough.
That's a weird spot and tough.
I'm actually annoyed that I don't get to see the river. I know we invested so much in that hand and don't even just get any payoff. That's what it is. That's poker. We just focus on making the best decision. And I think that's why he does his quizzes that way. Just focus on the decisions.
The results don't matter.
Nope. Stop teaching us lessons. We don't like those lessons. We want to be results oriented and see runouts and outcomes and sweats. Come on.
All right, I'm ready.
River was a break for sure. Yeah, he didn't want to show he lost 10K or something like that.
Here is the sim. So what was really interesting about the sim is if we look at Ace-4 suited, you can see that 46% of the time we bet big. Are you ready?
No, I'm not. I mean, we can't see it that well, but yeah, there we go.
Is that better?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah,
we can see it.
Ace-4 suited. You can see 46% of the time we bet big, like Faraz did. 43% of the time we bet the small bet too. So it's like neck and neck with both strategies. When we bet the small bet, real simple.
Bet 19, yeah,
ball,
fuck.
Two of spades. Ace-4 suited continues. It's the normal alley-oop like it would normally do. Then size up. Pretty standard. Betting 33 into 41. Right? So that would be the way I would normally go. Pio approved. But the other way that Pio also approved is betting 19 into 25 and they call. Two of spades. Ace-4 suited, then checking and getting the shutdown. Pio always likes that.
So it never just bombs. You can just check call off.
And for all those reasons, like we always realize, right?
All right. It's hard to see from our stream, but yeah, I mean, I like that. That was good.
74% check, basically, on the turn when we take the big bet route, which is power approved also, just a different strategy on the turn. So I found it really interesting because I would never take that big bet route, but it is definitely a thing on some level, for sure.
All right.
Cool. There's a quick 10-second Pios lesson for you guys.
All right, I'm ready to roll it as well.
I'm ready to roll too.
All right.
Oh, ringer time.
Who you got?
It's drugs.
What?
We got drugs.
Oh, he's against stations favored, my dude. Natty, let's go.
Oh, I forgot to say something. God damn it. I forgot to mention this. Tina, I'm going to send you one of these ones. For winners today, and not drugs, because you already have. Oh, no, drugs gets one too. Winners today for the Till Army, you get a bonus prize. Whisper me your address, and I will send you one of the brand new, ba-bang, GodsBigToe keychains. There you go.
You sent me one broken.
Yeah, I got to get, I had to send a message. There was subliminal messages there. So I'll give you one of these too. I got a bunch of them, and I haven't been giving them away. So Tina, congratulations. You get a GBT keychain as well.
All right. We didn't pick another quiz yet.
Don't do
How
drugs.
You feeling, my dude?
Hey, there's Machine Gun. Good morning, buddy.
Morning, Machine Guns. All right. Where we at? You want to pick one, bud?
Oh, shit. I was fucking spacing and talking to the chat, looking at my cool keychains, minding my own business. Let me get back to quizzes. Hang on a second. Oh, shit, drugs.
1209?
Sure.
Uncle?
I was going to give drugs like Tristan, someone who's He plays differently than he does because I know Drugs very well.
Yeah, dude.
Good morning, Folder.
Let's pick one, man.
12-9. I thought I went with
Oh, I thought you said you wanted to give him a different one. I was like, oh, what else you got for him? Oh, I was about to say we did 1204. All right, 1209. Uncle Jonathan. Let's do it. The 1K.
Let's do it.
Here we are in the money in this six-handed tournament, facing an under the gun raise to 225,000. We're in the cutoff with pocket nines. We are very deep stacked, but notice the stacks are all over the place. We have a 25 big blind stack opening, an 8 big blind stack on the button, and a bunch of 60 big blind stacks. Should we fold, call,
We've done this,
re-raise to 500,000, or re-raise to 750,000?
I think the last JL hand was from the same tournament and it started off in a similar way.
No, I mean, okay. I'm pretty sure we've done it. Anybody out there remember this? Feels like. Oh, good morning,
Was it nines?
Yes, it was nines. We flat. I'm not going to give it away just in case I'm wrong.
All right. You want to pick a different one? Now's the time.
It just feels like we've done. I think we did this last week. Ship, right? Because we flat here and then there's a jam. The good kid has kings or something, and we ended up folding this.
Spoiler alert. All right, let's pick the Tristan Wayne one then.
Yeah, because
14.
I've done this. Because we've done this one. This ain't different. It's not.
12-14.
All right, quizzes. Yeah, we did that one, guys.
Right. Ready?
Hold on, I can't. It's my
Click
shit's
faster,
loading
sixes.
slow. Well, it's just loading pretty slow.
5 jackpots. Buy your ass some real internet.
Oh, I have a fucking great. It's probably just another computer. What number did you say?
The top one. 12-14.
All right, let's do it.
Cool.
Tristan Wade here for PokerCoaching.com. And in this quiz, I have a thoughtful MTT hand on the button. So let's get right into it. Under the gun folds, under the gun +1, raises to 2 big blinds, 6K. Folds around to us on the button. What should we do? Should we fold? Should we call? Or should we raise to 19.5?
What's the plan with the twos that never lose? Oh, was it hijack? I don't know. We'll just do this quiz to be safe, Stars.
No, we did that one. I mean, I remember it.
I believe him.
Yeah.
He's never lied to me before. I know him a long time. Bruce calling. Cyrus just folding. Call for smooth. Call
Any
for folder.
two brew, my dude. What's up, buddy?
Call for Jerome.
Smooth. Easy. Call.
Only one nit in the group, and it's a surprising one. Cyrus over there on Knit Island all by himself.
I thought you were about to say machine gun. You never. Shit.
Drex
all day.
Kept tens of fold with the rejam stacks behind.
Stations.
Fair.
Everybody's flatting here. Yeah, our guy went station. What is Drugs doing? Flatting, of course.
I got Drugs flatting, yes.
Yeah. Defective Ninja's trying to 4-bet in a single raise pot.
He's gonna skip the 3-bet and just go straight to the 4-bet.
Just yeah. Oh shit. Easy pull for my distribution.
Call.
All right, fuck it. I mean, yeah, we're just calling.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting good odds. We call. It's a good thing. Early position raise.
Yeah, trying to
We don't want
3-betting 19.5 to get nasty as shit, like with no blockers, to an under the gun +1 open seems spazzy as hell. So let's just flat.
Let's just flat.
Yeah.
Drugs flatting. Let's do it.
All right.
With us being on the button here, we're going to be calling a lot of hands. All pocket pairs, or all smaller pocket pairs are going to be called here. Some good suited connectors, some suited aces, some suited broadways. So our calling range here is quite wide on the button, as it should be since we'll have ultimate position. So this is nothing but a call. These hands play really well multi-ways. We don't want to fold. We can definitely set mine and play in position. And we don't want to 3-bet this hand because it's not a good candidate to 3-bet. All its value is in seeing the flop. So calling is mandatory.
Set.
We are heads up to the flop, and the flop comes 5-5-3. Our opponent bets 10K into 20K. What should you do? Should you fold? Should you call? Or should you now raise to 28.5?
Spot. What you doing? What you doing? What you doing, Toe Army?
Asian's favorite says 28-5. Shush, 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 sheesh.
Oh, here come the raises.
Here come the raises.
Jerome
Raise
and
to
Bruce.
28-5. This is gonna be good.
Dennis just
See some
calling.
calls out there. Ship says I wake up at noon every Saturday just to give wrong answers on purpose, just to fuck with y'all. He's claiming he's wrong on purpose, guys. He's hedging. He's hedging. Yeah, we're wrong on purpose. Okay, dude. I love it. Am I the only one who kind of wants to fold here? Savage says. Mother. Calls. I'm looking to fold out high cards now, Station Favor says. This smacks our range so hard. So we see a couple people raising, and then non-believer comes out of the woodwork and says, I'm never raising. Marginal call at best. Cool. Fold out high cards. Alex is in my head. Uh-oh. All right. What did Drugs do here?
He did something. Drugs called.
Cool. And what do you think here, buddy?
I'm kind of mixed, man. The problem with raising is that we can't raise and commit ourselves, and without committing ourselves. So I guess I'm calling.
Yeah, I mean, we cannot start raising here into super strong uncapped ranges. I mean, why would you raise aces, kings, or something like that here? Like, if you did flat aces, why would you raise? Like, no, you're only calling. Raising, it feels like something we shouldn't be doing here, in my opinion. But I think we call. If he does have a lot of king high hands and shit like that to just c-bets and checks turn, we can make decisions from there. We have the best hand often enough. I mean, I'm not a big fan of trying to find a raise here. Hell no. Definitely a call. Folding is nitty as hell. We just have to call a pair.
Can't
here.
fold.
We're in
position
position with the
pair and
pair.
hold them.
Yeah, it's hard as hell. I mean, he's just gonna, and then he's gonna be c-betting a lot of his range on this board. So fuck yeah, we just have to call.
Cool. Calling it is. Let's do it.
Oh, wait a minute.
This is again.
He went 28-5.
Go back.
No. Go ahead. I'm sorry. My dude went 28-5. Now I have to go back in there and do the right score. I fucked everything up.
You can raise.
Go
Just
ahead.
click the button. You ready to
go? Go.
In one of those spots where we really have no other options but calling. Folding isn't an option. Raising isn't an option. Calling is really the only play here. Our opponent is going to have many unpaired hands. Sure, we could be beaten by higher pairs, but this is a board that's going to be c-bet quite a bit, and this is a board where we could still have the best hand. And the fact that we have some back doors as well, we have to call. So that is what happens here. The turn is the ace of hearts. Our opponent checks. Now this is where the hand gets a little interesting. Should we check? Should we bet 15,000 or should we bet 30,000?
Oh shit. What are we doing now?
Yeah, guys, we never ever want to be trying to turn twos into a bluff or a raise in these kind of spots. So if you're doing it, stop setting money on fire. We call, they make enough mistakes on turns, and we win enough. Small lesson, you got better today. Thank you for coming.
Check to realize additional equity, says Smooth. Check. Checks coming to the chat. Fold a check.
No problem. No problem, dude. For sure. I think we got a bad boys, no cap. Uh-oh.
Check.
I mean, everybody's check. I like a check raise here. You can't check raise. We're in position.
He starts going 15.
Some 15, and we don't want to give him 3 cards. This is interesting.
Where's Chavo? We need some jams. Or raging out, right? Check Osiris.
Ship says, I think villain Check fold a lot here on the turn. We don't want to get free cards. Chop says now folding out Broadway seems pretty nice. Some people feeling like he caps his range. I feel like check here. Check catch a 4. He definitely has King Jack and 4-4. I'm betting Hope Hero folds.
Check. Where's drugs?
Yeah, this is interesting.
I don't think I saw drugs. I didn't.
Crest Raven says bet 15. He raised the flop. He's betting turn. Fire. Gosh, my phone is going crazy. He might even fold mid pairs.
What are you doing, drugs?
Has ace 5. Oh, he drugs his bounce. You have to answer for him, or he just forfeits.
Uh-oh.
Good morning, Cat Kiats.
He's got a 20. Does he forfeit?
Yeah, we got a 0 and a turn. He forfeits. Yes.
Drugs. There he is.
He
See merits both 15K in check, but I lean towards check, says drugs.
30K is definitely too big. We're checking, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, station favorite. Yeah, I can see merit for maybe betting we keep our range in this position where we can just I don't know. It's interesting because he could just be checking some ace-x on the turn for pot control. I mean, it would make some sense just to pot control, check turn, bet river. We have equity to show down. Our hand doesn't need a lot of protection if it is the best hand, but we can sometimes make some hands fold, which is really nice. Can we make a hand like 7s, 8s fold and stuff like that? Doesn't feel like with one, not with one bet.
7s,
and you would have to start with 2. Like, yeah, do we start the process of just start that process of betting here now and then putting him to a test?
He still has hands like queens and things like that, jacks and 10s, all pepper.
Exactly. Yeah, there's a lot of pairs that are just going to call. I mean, hell, maybe even kings, right?
Mm-hmm.
As well as some of the ace-x that might pot control. I think most guys are just going to bet an ace twice, though, to be fair. If he did fire an ace high on the flop, he probably always just bets turn. So it's going to be a lot of fucking like pairs and then king highs and shit. Damn, 15's starting to look better. Yeah, maybe I'd probably fucking fire. But I can see just checking as well. It's just safe, right? But we're checking here because that's what station's favor is doing.
Drugs is doing too. That's what I would do. Let's see what's up.
Yeah, it's just fine, right? We have showdown value. We're turning this into a bluff if we bet. We don't need to almost. Yeah, let's check. Man.
So this is really cool of a spot now because we can represent some ace-x's. And our hand isn't really that strong with 2 deuces. Sure, we might have the best hand. We can beat hands like A9 suited, Jack 10 suited, other suited Broadways, King 10, King Queen, Queen Jack, yada yada. But if we want to tell a story, well, then we would want to bet here. So this is actually one of those mixed strategy spots where sometimes we are going to be checking and just trying to realize our equity, maybe smash a 4 or a deuce going into the river. And then sometimes we want to just start betting because our hand's not that strong. I think if we had deuces with the deuce of hearts, we are a little more inclined to want to bet here since we would be blocking some heart combos, not many, obviously, but I just think having a deuce of hearts in our hand helps a little bit in terms of what maybe the sim might want us to do. But this is definitely one of those mixed spots where checking and betting are both like similar frequency plays. Now, if we were to bet, a bigger bet size is optimal. We don't want to go with a small bet of 15,000. If we were to bet here, we want to bet 30,000. So if you pick 30,000, you got 10 points. If you pick check, you got 10 points because both of those options are the right play here. It just really depends on what you're feeling in the moment and what other variables might come into play. So with that said, I did opt to check this time. The river card comes a 3. Our opponent checks once again. Now what should we do? Should we check? Should we bet 15,000 or should we bet 30,000?
We play the board.
All right, here we are, and the river checks. What do we do now?
We get fucking counterfeited. Holy shit. Oh, in game, Tristan check. because there's still the 39 out there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys like? 50K for Deuterino.
Nullify. 30K. Dennis turning into a bluff. Kept giving up, waving the white flag. 30K for Tina.
Check. I'm firing now, he says.
30 for Opus.
Check, and we ain't getting anything better to fold. The question is, can we push villain off a chop?
Meatball checking.
I think we give up here. Check. A lot of I see a few people firing.
There's
Deuterino ain't never
but there
scared.
is a
Smooth ain't never
decent
checked.
amount of 30Ks. Mostly 30Ks. 30Ks for the army. Bruce trying to force a misdeal.
Damn.
Trump says 30K, but he's trying to level on the quiz. He would check in game.
So Station's favorite, we got him betting 35K. Some people feel like we have to turn our hand into a bluff. Interesting. What is Drugs doing here?
He's in the tank.
Oh, he's tanking.
Drugs! You bluff. Oh, there he is. I don't think he folds pocket pair, so only betting to push off a chop. Does that mean you're checking? We check turn. Chances are he doesn't have an ace. He's most likely chop. So try and get him off a chop with a 30K bet, says Bean. Check for Drugs.
Yeah, it's very interesting. At this point, I think when we don't bet the ace on the turn ourselves, we're fucking capped in a way ourselves. And I think it becomes way too easy to get heroed by any pair if he does somehow just bet check, which you can have pocket sixes plus or something like that, which is very possible. Don't think he has an ace as much, true. But when we don't bet the turn, I don't think the pot's big enough for him to ever fucking make some kind of hero fold with eights. So therefore, we're trying to push him off a chop. And I think enough of the time he's going to be able to snap hero your ass with any other pair, as well.
Yeah, I think if this board double paired a little differently, I don't know, like 8-8, 9-9 or 9-9, 10-10, then you can get under pairs that also got negated to fold, right? Here, like, how does pocket eights ever fucking fold, right? So I guess
it just does. It's not big. The pot's not big enough. We cap our range sort of on the turn. If we bet something on the turn and then follow through on this river, I love it. More so than now deciding to turn this into a bluff when he can just make an easy ass decision to call you with any pair.
Agreed.
So, yep, give me out. Wait a minute. Let's see Station's favorite. Let me make sure. He's betting, and he's going big, 30K. So let's see. I mean, maybe
we're going to find out.
We're going to find out. Let's see.
Drugs for the swish.
So this is the beauty of checking back the turn is we will sometimes have some ace-x when we do check back the turn. And now our opponent's kind of frozen on the river if they have a hand like sevens, eights, nines, tens, jacks, or what have you. It's very hard for them to bet the river. Sure, some of those hands could maybe just bet small, block bet the river, and just hope that I call with ace-x and hope that maybe I call with like a weaker holding. But the fact that our two pair here has gotten counterfeit makes this a mandatory bet because now we are playing the board and we need to target that weaker non-ace-x range of our opponent. So if you pick check, that's wrong because we're chopping at best now. And we don't want to be just checking and hoping to chop. We definitely want to put money in here. We need to bluff now. So either bet sizing is okay, I believe. I think a bet of 15,000 is fine, although it doesn't apply as much pressure. It does look very value-esque. Maybe if you were making this bet with like an ace-4 suited or like an ace-8 suited, ace-10 suited, something where you floated the flop with ace-high because you had a backdoor flush draw or something like that, then yes, I think that bet would be fine. And then a bet of 30,000 is also cool. It's probably the bet that's going to have a higher frequency here with most of our value and when we do want to apply more pressure. But I think both bets are still going to be fine, but we would prefer a bigger bet more or less here. And that's why I gave bet 30,000 the highest score of 10 points. And that is what I did in this hand. I did take, like I said, the checking route on the turn, which is fine. And now I'm faced with the only option to bet. And I do bet 30,000. I try to put my opponent in a tough spot. But for them, they make a call, and they do call with 2 queens. So, sure, looking at their hand now, I could have maybe blasted them off of it by betting the turn and betting the river, but I got more information by playing it this way, where my opponent checked the turn and checked the river, so it's less likely they're going to have ace-x in their value, and they're going to be more targeted to these under pairs. So that information alone helped me make a profitable bet even on the river, even though I was called and got beat. I do think it's still the right play. So hopefully this quiz was valuable and you learned something.
Still talking.
Thanks for joining.
Me too.
I would have fucking snapped pocket. I would have snapped any pair. Dude, you can't. That's not a no. This quiz is fucked up a little bit. No. Because you don't have anything when you don't bet the turn in position there. Like I think you get snapped off by his entire range. Like it's not good. I'm sorry.
Drugs, let's fuck that. I got a 10.
Yeah, the score is fucked because it's not good. The score says 30, but no, it's not right. I can't. I'm sorry. That was rude. I lost control of my body.
What was your end score?
30.
Oh, us too.
Yeah, tie. Please fucking win the flip. I don't know. That tilted me a little bit because you're so fucking capped. I would have snapped anything from this guy. Yeah.
All right, Drugs, call it.
Oh, we gotta watch the flip.
Heads or tails, Drugs?
All fucking pissed. Did I say anything yet?
Yeah.
No, well,
I think he may have stormed off, pissed, angry.
All right, station's favor, heads or tails? If he's gonna take forever, let's get it going. Yeah, he said lit drugs. He says tails.
Tails. All right, that's fine.
All right. Sorry, guys. Got to make sure we get the flip.
He said, Chuck said, like I ever win a fucking flip. He wins the flip. Heads. He got it. He got lucky too because he picked tails, but he picked it like 10 minutes or 2 minutes after you did. So
okay.
It doesn't count.
Give it to him. He deserves it. Fuck that. He deserves it. He won. He got the better score that quiz. I'm sorry.
You got not it. Not a mandatory. You got it.
Knocked off there, dude. Every time, I swear. All right, cool.
That was a fun one, though. Interesting hand, nonetheless. We need to.
I ran it in Pio as play. Pio liked the big bet on the river. Interesting. Pio likes it. Well played. Shit, I'm an idiot. Intuitively, it feels like bad because we have bets, but I guess he could be so capped. I just don't think anybody I play against in the games is just folding like any pair on this board. And we just don't have too many value hands we play like this.
I wouldn't be folding a pair either, if I'm honest.
Fuck no. But I guess, fuck that. I don't know. I have to see it. I might have to run it. Let's change the keyword. Yeah. Tristan's a beast. I'm an idiot.
All one word?
Yeah, all one word. Tristan beast. No, I'm kidding. Let's go with. We haven't had our cat jam.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, cat jam.
Cat jam it is. Negative. He just typed it out. Tristan's a beast, and I'm an idiot. Keyword is cat jam. For sixes.
There it is. It's getting in there. Yeah, it is the cat jams. Cool. Let's find another one while the cat jams run in chat. Sorry, guys. I'm a little hungover and talking crazy. I get a headache. And a little tilted with my morning coffee.
I had a day yesterday. I was tired and overworked from the week, and Machine Gun came over here, and he just caught me in one of my rare moods. And I was, before the stream, I was going off for like 45. I was pissed off the world, going off on everybody. I'm like, maybe I shouldn't stream today.
No, damn where you're going to blast.
But yeah, I was going crazy. Machine Gun was a little scared.
Like, whoa, you all right?
Yeah, it was funny.
Ooh. I see a good. Well, I've been picking them all today. I mean, do you have anything?
You see one that's interesting, huh? Let's see.
Do you do these types of streams often? At least Saturday and this week.
It was Evil Toe.
We should. Damn, I'm going on vacation the 14th. Let me see. So that's Wednesday. Fuck, man. We got to do a study stream or a hand history review stream one day. We'll try to work it out. But yeah, we do this at least once a week, every Saturday at noon Eastern. We've been doing it for, almost 2 years now. Year and a half?
So exclamation point PC now is a good time to chill since they brought it up. Exclamation point PC in my chat, exclamation point PC in C's chat for you. Get a link where you can sign up to pokercoaching.com for free. You can get these quizzes, 20 free quizzes, big blind charts for 100 blinds or more, homework assignments, all for free. And if you sign up for premium, there is a wealth of knowledge in here from a host of coaches, all these coaches you've seen: Tristan Wade, Lexa Gavin, Faraz Jaka, Matt Affleck, Assassinato, Jonathan Little, me, Sixes, Evan Jarvis, Jonathan Jaffe, the list goes on and on and on. Giraffe Ganger, who I just realized for the first time. Do you know Giraffe Ganger's first name is Bert?
Yep.
Who does
Bert
that?
Stevens.
Who does that
beast.
in 2021? Who names their kid Bert? Anyways, I was shook. I was like, Bert. Anyways, great poker player, one of the best online in the world. So check that shit out. If you enjoy the stream, you want to see this one or anyone we've done in the past, we've had a lot of great guests: Greg Raymer, Jesse Sylvia, Bet on Drew, Fat Train, Ship Don't Die,
Melissa J. Smith,
Melissa J.
Iggy,
Smith, all
Iggy,
these
baby.
people. You can check those out. Evan Jarvis, we've had Tristan Wade, we've had Matt Affleck. You can check those out on the YouTube channel, exclamation point YouTube, in the chat for that. Game of Edges, we've had him a couple times as well.
Yeah, so many crushers out there.
Yes.
And we're gonna have Brad Wilson. We're gonna have a lot of other
Brad
people.
Wilson a couple weeks ago.
But yeah, let's roll it. And I think we want to do 12-11, man.
12-11 is good. Let's roll it. The cat's meow.
The cats.
What up?
And we have slow.
Meow.
I love it. Good luck,
Yeah, Cash got the one thing you learn talking. But actually, I think Brad Wilson, from a personality standpoint, is very similar to Jonathan, where they are just the second you talk to them, they're cool guys, they're laid back. You can say whatever you want, but like they're just so smart, it like radiates from them. The genius in those guys, super smart guys.
And I think I'm going to be doing that, going back on that show. I think we were talking about that on the side. So I'll be redoing that podcast, doing another one. Time number 2.
Chasing Poker Greatness?
Yep.
Nice.
Catchman
says, damn, half asleep. Wake the fuck up. It's time to go to work.
Get your ass up, Seabass. All
Let's
right,
play it.
12-11.
All right, today we have a hand from the final 2 or 3 tables of a $50 tournament online. We have the Jack 9 of Hearts here in the big
Time to
blind.
punt.
The cutoff, who is a very loose, aggressive regular, raises to 400,000.
Did we already do this?
Folds to us in the big blind. Should we fold?
We've done this.
I
Call,
don't think we did this
raise to 1.4 million, or
Okay.
go all in.
We sure did, right?
Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe we did.
We did this one.
I think I know what he's going to say.
Because somebody, I think, we've done this one.
This is the one where he
Jamie?
jams, right?
Well, he said you can jam, but he called. Let's just play it. At least get to the turn so everybody remembers this.
You just want to play through it, or you want to make this?
No, well, I mean, chat. Does anybody remember doing this quiz?
I remember it.
Yeah, remember. I remember this. I think it was fucking last week.
Yeah.
Go back to the thing. Some of these are duplicates for some reason, or they're not registering, or they're not registering the scores. Yeah, we've all seen this one. I remember this.
Yeah.
Fucking rip it in his eye. If you do, he called in.
We looked at the chart even.
Yeah.
Oh, you can even see. Look, 1204 and 1211 are the same.
See, yeah, 1204 to Jack 9. That's what happened with this 9-9.
1209 and 1202 are the same.
Yeah. We'll all piss.
We'll let them know.
Yeah.
What about Pocket Sevens at Turbo Niagara? Did we see that one?
Double check and see if we have the dupe. If we're getting
I thought we
duped,
saw his bust hand in that event.
I know that's what I'm saying.
I thought it was Jackson the Queens, though, if I remember correctly. 1203 Assassinado. We haven't done Assassinado in a while.
Oh God.
You feeling brave?
You want to try it?
All right, let's be brave. Caveat, if it's a 10-minute explanation, we're fucking getting to the gist of that shit.
Nice.
Let's do
All right.
one of these online.
12, 12,
let's do one of these
12,
ACR
10.
tournaments. Sure. $33 ACR tournament. One that a lot of us play.
Let's do it.
All right. Ready?
Yep.
Hey everybody, in this hand you're in a $33
34
tournament in an American facing side, very large field. You have Jack of Diamonds, 4 of Diamonds in the big blind, facing a button raise and a small blind call. The button is a 2015 reg. The small blind is a 30-23 with a very small 3-bet percentage. The stack, your stack is 71,441. The blinds are 650, 1,300 with an ante of 165. Pre-flop, do you want to fold, call, raise to 5,900, or raise to 7,900?
All right, so I zoomed way in here. Let me roll this back so you can see the flop and stuff, or the pre-flop and stuff. I zoomed way in here so you can see it. I'll give this a second, and then I'll back out a little bit so you can see your options.
Is there any way I can zoom this shit in?
I just scrolled. Yeah.
This is. So we have 71K, which is 54, 55 bigs in the big blind. The small blind has us covered, and the button opens off of like 22 bigs, and we have Jack 4 of Diamonds. You can see our options there. What do you guys like?
Assassinado always yelling at me in his quizzes. Sometimes he drives past my house and throws garbage on my lawn when I screw up a quiz. Sheesh. It's a tough life. Golly.
No jam option again.
No jam
Hell
option.
no.
We could squeeze, we could fold, we could call. Bunch of calls, bunch of calls, and a handful of squeezes. Machine gun squeezing, dollar bills squeezing. Cat's Meow is going with the call.
Hey, thanks for hanging out, Savage. Catch you next time. We'll be here next week, man. Take care. King's Full. What's up, buddy? Good morning.
Beat's going with Marlon on that one and raise him.
Good to see you, man.
Call for dreaming.
Loaded. I'm jamming. It's not a money bubble shit. We just fucking ripping this shit in there.
YOLO. Not scared.
Deuterino said squeeze it. I think most, but I'm seeing overall is a bunch of flats.
Mostly flats in here too.
Yeah, we're calling over here though.
Including Cat's Meow. He's calling too.
Yeah, call. I mean, I'm just calling.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we're just calling. Let's see if Alex.
Okay, so in this situation, you have a number of options. If you said, I want to fold because it's a jack and a 4 out of position, really likely not going to hold up in a multi-way pot, I actually think that's a very mature decision. If you don't feel you have a ton of chops post-flop, you're really likely going to... That's the way that a lot of good players make their bones, is they get you involved with these crappy, mediocre hands out of position, and they just value bet intensely, and it's very difficult for the aspiring poker player to know when they're supposed to call, when they're supposed to fold. They end up getting bluffed out a lot of the time. They end up calling with the worst hand a lot of the time. Avoiding that situation is mature. Now, if you feel like you do have some chops post-flop, then folding here is going to cost you a full big blind, and you're going to lose 100 big blinds per 100, whereas calling, you'll probably only lose, like, let's say 80 big blinds per 100, or whatever it is. Okay. And this is something you can look up with the databases. Just look up the multi-way pots in the big blind when you're calling and see what your win rate is. And you do see some guys like shaving 10%, 20% here, right? Some guys actually lose more. So you want to make sure you're one of the ones who's saving a couple bucks as opposed to losing a couple of bucks before you do this. But most likely if you have some post-flop wherewithal, you're going to be okay. A lot of the times here, you're going to hit the jack, probably check call one street, and that's pretty much going to be in. And even that's just enough to get by. And then hopefully you have some wherewithal to know when it's very unlikely your jack is good if the barrels just keep coming, especially from that short stack. If 5,900 is a sweetener, I'd really avoid that. With a jack 4, you're really likely to play a big multi-way pot with jack 4 high and out of position. 7,900 would normally be a little bit more interesting, especially because you have a reg opening on the button. And when you make it 7,900 there, you're not making it 7,900. You're risking 6,600 to win what's in the middle there, which is 7.8K, which is pretty. Your squeeze doesn't need to work nearly as much as some other 3-bet bluffs need to work. And it's really likely to work against Ken Crenshaw. But the problem is the small blind is very loose, playing a lot of different hands, and doesn't have much of a 3-bet percentage. So it's really likely their better hands are still in that range. And you're really likely going to be playing a big pot post flop with Jack 4, which you'll be in position. You can make work, but it's not exactly our aim all the time there. We'd prefer to have a little bit more there before we do that. So we go ahead and we call, and we get this board, and it's checked to us. Now here, do we want to check? Do we want to bet 3,560? Do we want to bet 4,560, or do we want to bet 5,560?
Cat's Meow, that is a good screen name for the small blind. This is pretty interesting. It's been a long time since we looked at Assassinado. I wonder what he's going to do here.
Damn, these quizzes be long as hell, man.
Toe Army's super excited because they got called mature. I didn't know we had those in this group.
No free cards. Oh, says
check. Cyrus checking with the intention of check raising. So is negative EV.
Three bet passive here.
Check raise.
5Ks.
Check raise button if small blind folds. Check. Stars betting though, leading out 35-60.
Considering a check raise. Let's go to Dunktown. Deuterino says 3.5K.
Dunktown population Deuterino. Check raise Bruce.
Damn, I'm seeing probably more leads than checks.
I have one lead in all checks.
Nah, the fucking Mafia is leading.
Few
like
people planning the check.
Crazy. Yeah, everybody, if you are checking, probably I see only check raises. Cool, but we have, what are we doing here? Oh yeah, 45-60 over here. What you got over there?
Check for Cat's Meow. Check for Toe.
Check for me.
This is a good lead board when the small blind isn't in his hand. If it was just button versus big blind, then this becomes more of a lead. But multi-way, this isn't a lead ever.
Crest going 55. He said the old fuck it dunk. The big one too.
The too rich to care. I'm curious to see what Assassinado does here. But yeah, this should be a check. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, yeah, I would just check here. We have a lot of options, and we get to see what happens. If Crenshaw bets, if it comes over the top, we just have more options, and we're never folding, so it's fine.
Yep. Let's check it.
Yep.
Are you checking or are you betting?
Oh, no, I'm going 45. I did it again.
I tried to catch you.
Fuck my life.
I saw it coming.
God, you knew I was going to do it.
C+ streamer.
For sure.
A+ guy, though. That's why we keep him.
C+ streamer. All right, I'm ready.
All right, let's do it.
I really like a lead here. Because, okay, let's say we check. Points. Let's look at the other options.
Checking 8, okay.
So I led here 4,560.
10 points.
Let's look at the other options. If we check, it's really likely Ken Crenshaw as a regular in a multi-way pot, having missed this board, is really likely to check back this flop, which means 4 overcards get to take a shot at hitting a top pair, in which case your bluff equity just goes to 0. If he bets, he really likely has something, and then a check raise is most likely not going to do anything. If we check call and the turn is a 2 or a 7 and we lead out, it's going to be a little bit more obvious what we have. If we check, now they can check behind. We're not really getting value out of our hand. Whereas if we lead here with the open-ended straight draw in the backdoor, let's say we lead here with the open-ended straight draw in the backdoor flush draw. If Ken Crenshaw were to raise, he likely has something. But if you wanted to, if for some reason you thought that was light, you would have set up a 3-bet jam if you wanted to do that. I wouldn't recommend that. But what's most likely going to happen here is both players are going to have missed, and they'll just muck here, which is fantastic. Now, if they do have a 6, a 5, or a 3, most likely they're not going to raise due to how rarely they see a donk bet. They're much more likely to just call, in which case, if Sizing Matters calls and checks you on the turn, you can take a free card if you'd like, or you could fire again if you feel you can get him off the hand, or you can fire when you hit your hand and make money. You are in the driver's seat. If Ken Crenshaw calls you, your hand is a little bit more disguised. It could justifiably look like a spade draw as well, so you could possibly be getting value from a 2 or a 7. And a lot of people don't know how to range a donk lead, so you do get pretty serious value when you hit oftentimes. I just think a lot of good things happen here when you lead, and it did get two folds, so that was nice.
Yeah, what's interesting about the lead here is that nice to be clear and concise, Assassinato. What's interesting about the lead here is that when the small blind flats, they don't hit any of that range, right? The small blind flat there has a lot more of pairs and stuff like that. It doesn't have much of that small.
Oh, not pairs.
Combos.
Probably like the
and like
high
paint.
cards.
I meant paint.
Yeah,
paint. I said pairs. I meant paint.
Yeah.
So that is interesting. So it's almost like they're not there. Generally, when they have a threatening range behind you, you won't lead there. It's interesting. 18 points for Cat's Meow.
Wish.
Oh shit!
Oh, we got the swish.
Just missed it, Cat's Meow. Just missed it.
Way to represent there way to represent the mafia. Oh, thank you. Well done. Let's do it. We got time for more. This is fun.
We do. We probably got time for one more.
Yes, definitely. You got a keyword in mind, buddy?
I guess we just kick it old school with 6 toes.
Dang.
Shortest Assassinato quiz ever? Possibly.
I know. My fingers are crossed. Like, if we see a turn, this shit's going to be 10 minutes. Like, a turn explanation is going to take 10 minutes. So that was nice. We can't roll the dice anymore this week, though. We got through.
We risked it. We came out on top. No need to push it.
Yeah, no boss. I'm loading up the quizzes. 6 toes is going.
I'm curious about the Turbo Niagara quiz.
Small blind rarely 3-bets flats. They have lots of pairs. They should be 3-betting their pairs and fucking stacking some of their pairs versus that. Button open. Lots of weaker aces. Broadways. Yep.
What about 1189?
1189. Ooh, going back a little bit. Yeah, we can do this. Ace 9 suited. JL.
Cool.
Yeah, we'll do that.
They sped it up, you think? It was Assassinato on 2-speed? 6 toes still running in here. Give me a cap a second.
Oh, no. 6 toes. If you want to get in there, get in there, boys.
All right, let's roll it. Ready?
Yep.
Negative EV, you are up for the army, my man. Fire Medic, thank you for the follow.
And Fire Medic, as he hit you with the follow, hits. He's over here winning.
Oh shit!
He's about to get in. Heads up and beat some ass real quick. One to give away. Let's do it, my dude. Good luck, buddy.
Ready to play?
What's up, GSD? Good to see you, buddy. I am ready to play. 1189. Let's do it.
Here we have Ace 9 of diamonds facing a cutoff 2 big blind raise. We are in the small blind playing pretty deep stacked, about 75-ish big blinds deep. Should we fold, call, re-raise to 700,000, or re-raise to 1 million?
Blinds are deep, so this gets fun. Who's raising to $1 million? What are we doing, guys?
Millie.
1 milli for Bruce.
Oh, I'm not playing poker today, my dude. This is chill day. Preparing for the storm tomorrow, man.
700 for Dennis. 700 for Machine Gun. 700 for Negative EB.
Kalski.
700. 1 million. Drum's calling. Right now out on Call Island by himself.
Shit. You're the only one calling. Oh no, Deuterino's calling as well.
Jerome's calling.
It's a bunch of fucking
C-Star's
blasters
calling.
out there.
And everyone else blasting a lot of 700s. A couple of millies. Hey, what's up, Al?
How does it feel to be a knit ship?
How does it feel to be a knit ship?
How does it feel to be a knit, my dude?
Too rich to cur. Millie for beats.
I think 700 too
Always
small,
for better,
1 mil too big. The guy is tagged a lag. Knit life kind of tight, honestly. It's a good life. Better size is 1 mil. Damn. All right. Fire Medic, where you at? I'm sorry, I might have missed it.
700 for negative EV.
Oh, he hasn't done anything. 700K. I see it. Make sure to tag us, guys, if you can. If you do get picked with your answers, it makes it way easier to find and see. So tag me or tag Toe if you are picked. We got to start doing that a little bit more. It makes it easier to find.
Does, with all the chat streaming through.
Yep. But we're going 700K here.
So are we for negative EV.
Cool.
I would call a game though. I'm hanging out with Ship on this one.
Yeah, I call a lot in this spot versus
Oh, it's a party on Knit Island. Let's go. Who brought the beer?
Versus laggy ass players, dude, he's just gonna you're gonna get 4-bet off. I mean, we do know his range is wide as fuck, and we don't mind. Like ace-9's obviously probably just fine. And if I do 3-bet, I'm going to mill. I'm not going 700K.
True.
I'm going to fucking big size versus this guy for sure. I am not gonna go small. But yeah, I really don't mind playing this hand. At a position here plays well enough and don't mind calling. But 3-betting is probably 50s. But yeah, let's go 700 because that's what Fire Medic's doing, and I'm not going to misclick and do what I would do. Let's do it.
This is a spot where in the past I would perhaps just re-raise or fold a lot of the hands in my playable range. And very often that is a pretty reasonable play if you're playing a cash game or if there is a substantial rake or something like that, but that's not what we're dealing with here. If you play around with a program called Munker Solver, it's a tongue twister, you'll see that it likes to have a pretty reasonable calling range in the spot when playing somewhat deep stacked. For example, ace-9 suited, it likes to always call. Even hands like queen-10 offsuit, it will call facing a min raise. Or 9-7 suited, or 5-4 suited, or king-3 suited. This is pretty wide. This is wider than I would perhaps even recommend. But if you play very well post-flop, you certainly can call with those hands. And just for reference, it's the solver 3-bet some portion of the time with like ace-5 suited, ace-4 suited. All the obviously good hands like 9s are better, ace-jack offsuit, etc., etc. Every once in a while a little bluff with stuff like 10-8 suited, 7-6 suited, 8-7 suited, but also call with those hands as well. So it's using just a relatively linear 3-betting strategy while also mixing in some sporadic bluffs that flop pretty well. So, interestingly enough, ace-9 suited calls every single time, but if you were to 3-bet it, I think it's certainly reasonable because ace-10 suited 3-bet sometimes, ace-8 suited 3-bet sometimes, so you can kind of do whatever you want. We do call. See the flop heads up. Flop comes ace-8-5. We check small blind. Opponent bets 250K, 1/3 pot.
Favorable flop.
Top pair and a flush draw. Should we fold, call, raise to 700,000, or raise to 1.3 million?
Who's balancing their folding range? Anybody out there?
Raging Al, what's up?
Bruce calling.
Hey, what's up, UNC?
Meatball
What's
excited.
good,
This
dude?
one's hitting close to home. Call for machine gun. Call for money. Call for beats. Call for negative EV. Thank you for tagging me.
They give us an
Cyrus
option to fold. Yeah, they be trolling
with the check
sometimes.
raise. Folder to some raises coming in here. What up, Buffalo boy? He's calling.
Our kicker
Dennis
is kind of
calling.
crappy.
Jerome calling. Marlon
So,
says he's.
what's up, fucking digits? Thank you, buddy. Thank you for that sub,
I'm
man.
not gonna slow play this. It's more of a reverse fast play. I like it.
Re-raise 700K.
Let the lag last. Tina's going 700.
Ship says, I think we got to raise our hand is too good. Okay. Fire Medic says, I think I just flat here. They don't call without an ace. We block the flush draws. Okay. Call, keep our range wide with lots of bluff. I'm seeing some calls. There's a good mix out there.
Lots of calls for the army and a sprinkle of 700. And then we got Dreamin' going haywire with 1.3. Putting the heat on it. Only one out there.
Heat. Villain Ship says Villain could go broke with worst ace on the spot, but if we call, he could shut down on turn. So let's build the pot. Interesting. Fire Medic is just calling. And what is
calling for negative EV. Calling for toe. The problem with raising this is like we just crush this fucking board. Like we just never get called when we raise this. Ever get called.
So
we have all the diamonds,
yeah, like,
we block the straight draws, we block the ace.
So yeah, it's interesting here. Like
no
a loose aggressive player may put us on some 8x, some 5x, a lot of different draws. When we call, we keep our range wider. In this spot, our hand obviously doesn't need a lot of protection. A loose aggressive player is going to turn a shit load of hands into double and triple barrel bluffs in this spot. And then there's a small percentage of the time when we check raise and he actually fucking has a better ace and we run out and we lose, right? But yeah, I think we get to just get there. He can keep in his bluffs, and our hands need some protection. I would only call here.
Me too.
I mean, it is good. You can obviously good enough to check raise, yada yada yada. But this is so fucking good. I'm only calling. So that is what Fire Medic is doing as well. So let's see if Jonathan agrees.
Negative EV2. Let's find out.
This is a pretty reasonable spot just to call. If we raise, obviously we're pushing lots of equity because we have the flush draw. In general, though, when you do check raise this spot, you'll find a lot of people start folding out a lot of their junk, which is really bad. Like, I really want to keep my opponent in with Jack 10 of clubs or whatnot, right?
Too much equity.
So this is a spot where if we do raise, we don't want to go too big, I don't think. So I don't think we want to go something like 700K to try to get the opponent to stick around with the random pairs, with junky draws, etc. But I'm usually just calling in this spot, although I could certainly get behind raising. If you ran this through the solver, I'm sure it would tell you to raise some portion of the time because our hand's just really, really good. But in a tournament, I'm usually somewhat inclined to not take the overly aggressive lines because if we do raise and get re-raised, now all of a sudden we're like all in for a load of chips with what's probably going to be just a naked flush draw because the opponent's going to show up with a set or ace-king or something like that. So you have to be a little bit cautious in tournaments compared to what a GTO solver will tell you when it comes to like raising post flop and just like ramming lots of money into the pot somewhat late in the tournament. We do call, turns with 3 of hearts, check, check. River's the jack of diamonds. Should we check, bet 400,000, bet 900,000, or bet 1.7 million?
Whew. So turn goes check, check, and then we get there.
Buffalo brings up a good point. He's surprised that that I would be here with a hand that actually has all the equity. Like usually, I can't realize my toe equity if I don't get it in behind. Basically, fair, super fair.
Never
1.2 million out there, guys. What are we doing? Are we check on the turn? The army immediately going for the jugular. 900, 1.7, 400, 1.7, 1.7, 400.
Ton of 1.7s out there. Holy shit.
Machine gun 1.7.
Fire Medic's going 900K.
Kingsville, what up?
Fire sale out there. Shit.
900 for stars.
Deuterino, 400. You're the only one that's going 400, Deuterino.
No, Tina went 400 and
in the army, I mean, for the mafia.
There's 3 of them.
There's 1. No, wait a minute. Winter Ren
mostly
says 400. I like it.
Oh, negative EV going 400 too.
Okay, Fire Medic's going 9.
900s for most and a sprinkling of 1.7s.
400K is too obvious value, though. What does that mean?
Looks like you're trying to.
It could be
squeak value. Is what he's saying.
Yeah, I know what that means, but I just don't. I don't know if I agree. It just gives him a wider range to call, right?
400 for short to money.
What are you thinking here, Toe?
I think I would go 900. 1.7 way too big. We don't overbet here because he checked the turn like he's capped as fuck, and so like 1.7 out of the question. 900 seems to get called by. Other ace-x and that stuff. Worst flush draws, we're going to get it in. They're going to raise us no matter what, so that's cool. And 400 just seems like you can get more value to me than 400. I would go 9.
I don't think we can get more. I don't think we can get much more than 400, man. There's just no fucking way.
Fair.
I mean, I don't think we can get 1.7. 9 feels like our hand feels like it's worth like a big bet. We can get this much, but his range just doesn't feel strong enough to ever call a bet that big. When the obvious flush gets there, he would be betting all of his ace-X on the turn for value and protection with all the draws out there. So the flush draw gets there. He can't beat an ace. I mean, it feels like 400 here for me, just to get called by the jack every time. I never think he has an ace. Maybe he has like kings or something like that might call it 900, but I don't know. It feels like all of his ace-X would bet the turn, and we block it, so 400 for me.
We're going to find out. Negative E going 400 too.
Yeah, we're going 900 here. I think our hand's worth 900, and I would love to see it be right, but I think 400 probably gets called the most, but 900. But, yep, we're going 900 here. Yep.
This is a cool spot on the river. I definitely do not think we need to check. Sometimes you should check with the nuts, but that's usually when your opponent's shown aggression on the turn because they're going to keep bluffing with a lot of bluffs. Here, if the opponent has a marginal made hand like ace-2 or pocket kings, they're just always going to check behind. So whenever the turn goes check, check, very rarely when you're out of position do you want to be checking with the nuts. So this is a spot where we're going to bet. Question becomes how much should we bet? And I think you could really go either way. In this scenario, the opponent's range is very likely mostly marginal made hands. But what are those marginal made hands? It's going to be either an ace or a jack. So how much will an ace or a jack call? I think it'll call a pretty good amount. Something like 900K I think will get called very often. If the opponent does have pocket sixes, you really think they're calling any bet? Like probably not, right? So if we are going to bet in this scenario, I think we do want to go kind of big. The problem is that, like, what are we really representing? We're representing a good hand when we bet any size.
Yeah.
So maybe we actually want to go really big. Maybe that'll make our loose aggressive opponent get a little bit suspicious. I definitely think that betting like 1.7 million is not a good play against most people, but against someone who's very call happy, I think it could be reasonable because they'll call you a little bit too often. But with no read besides this opponent's just loose aggressive, I would generally prefer to go 900,000. I think that's going to get called by some bluff catchers, and I think that's going to be fine. This time I did go 1.7 million though, and to go 1.7 million, I simply must have thought the opponent had a pretty good hand that would call any bet, or maybe we'd been battling some. Damn. But just because I make this play in game does not necessarily mean it is the right play on average against a random lag. I think 900K is going to be a little bit better, but look, I definitely could get behind betting big in this scenario. The problem is like, what bluffs do I have? I really have almost no bluffs here. Because, I mean, I guess I could have like 7-6, but I probably just check raise out on flop immediately. So it's kind of hard to come up with too many bluffs, isn't it? When it's hard to come up with too many bluffs, you have to be careful going for big bets because it just should be an easy fold for your opponent. Opponent does call, though, so maybe the live reads were spot on, and this time we win a nice pot.
Boom.
Oh, shit.
So he goes for the overbet and gets paid. And the thing is, I mean, we watched Jonathan play live a little bit. You remember at the World Series, we were there during the main event, we were sweating him a little bit. And he has a very sick in-game sense. Like, he would come talk to us in a rail about what he thought the reads were on players. So he's very good at reading players.
He's got a lot of live experience. Years and
years
and years.
Years and years.
WPT final tables, got more than one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was dead, like close to WPT Player of the Year or something like that. He's always making runs in these things, so he's a beast, man.
Negative B, you did good, man. You did good. 7, not a bad score on the river.
What did you
and
get
I think
total?
raising the pair and the flush draw is a common mistake people make. Ended up with 23 points.
26 Biometric, my dude. Let's go, Mafia.
And the good thing is here, this is where you get to get better for free.
Yeah, it didn't cost you a damn thing. I punted a bunch of EV today, so sweet. It didn't cost me anything. But yeah, that was it, man. That was good. I think that'll be the last one. 10 minutes left. So yeah, we'll just fucking get out of here, chill. Thank you guys for the support, man. Rainus, all you guys.
Only
good
cost
ass
me
day.
my
It's fun.
dignity, he says.
It only cost me my dignity.
My dignity wasn't worth much.
Yeah, that was good, man. That was fun.
Yep. Hey, thanks, Kingsful. I appreciate you. Thanks for joining us, guys. If you enjoyed this one and you want to see this one from the beginning, or any of the ones we've done in the past with me and Sixes and our guests, check it out on the YouTube channel, !YouTube in both chats, and you will get a link where you can check those out. If you leave a comment, I will make sure Sixes gets it. I answer, Sixes answers, one of our guests answers. Let me know what you think. Also, if you do !PC in both chats, you will get a link to sign up for poker coaching for free, where you get all this great content. Content for me, content for Sixes, content for Tristan Wade, Lexi Gavin, Jonathan Little, Matt Affleck, and all the coaches that go on and on. Check that shit out. It is great content, and you should at least sign up for free because it doesn't cost you anything, and it's good stuff that will make you better. And that's it. My man Sixes, thanks for hanging out with me, buddy. It was good to see you. I missed you this week.
Yeah, I've been busy as hell this week. Guys, I will not be here next week. I will be on a fucking beach somewhere, just chilling. And back Sunday, probably be here Monday and Tuesday next week. Probably Monday, probably my last stream for the week. Take a week off and then come back Sunday. First
over
week
under
off
that 6 ends up streaming from the beach.
Shit.
We're taking
0%.
over under bets.
I am not taking this shit with me just to make sure I don't play. Just chilling on the beach, man, for sure. But yeah, we'll be out. Make sure to give my man GodsBigToe a follow, guys. Make sure to give him a follow. Hard ass working man in the game.
Yeah, give Sixes a follow too, guys. It's free, it's easy, and it does count. I appreciate you. That is it. Who we throwing?
Curious what your plans are for the fall WSOP. I'm going out there. I'm going out July for the online stuff as well. So I'll be in Vegas in July. Probably crashing at Toe's house and Justin's house. And then back out there again in the fall. So yeah.
It's gonna be fun.
Cool. Who should we kick it to, man?
It's funny on Saturdays. It's always the same two people that are really around. It's Evan and Poker Bras, and then guys like Lex and Spraggy and shit.
Yeah, I think last week we hit Poker Bras. Let's go ahead and get back to Evan. Give Evan a shout out. But thank you guys for the support. Good luck tomorrow. We're playing a Millie on stream again, so make sure to check me out tomorrow.
Oh, Game Adventures is on too.
Oh, we can give it to. Is he doing a study stream?
He is.
No, we ain't giving. He's competing with us. Fuck that.
Fuck you, John.
Yeah, you ain't compete. You ain't gonna do a study stream at the same time as me and get the host. Let's go ahead and get that shit to Grips.
Throw it over to Evan. See you guys later. Peace.
Peace.